Hey there. Ever just need to escape? Like, even just in your mind. Like, picture a quiet little oasis, you know? That's kind of what we're diving into today.
Zen gardens.
Ooh, Zen gardens.
Yeah, but like not the huge ones, obviously. More like miniature ones for your desk or, a little tabletop haven.
I like where this is going already.
So no green thumb required, no intense landscaping knowledge needed. Just those mini Zen gardens, those kits that seem to be popping up everywhere.
Right, they're everywhere. I feel like everyone's looking for a little bit of peace these days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So tell me more about these kits. What's the deal with them?
Well, I guess you could think of them as like mindfulness starter packs.
I like that.
All boxed up neatly. Usually you get the sand, the stones, a tiny rake, everything to build your own little landscape, your own little world.
Like a mini vacation, but for your mind, right?
Exactly.
Now, this article you sent over, it actually mentioned 3 specific kits, which I thought was interesting. Makes me think there's more variety out there than I realized. Oh yeah, for sure. There's a bunch of different ones.
Any of them in particular stand out to you?
The one that really caught my eye was the Meditation Zen Garden Kit with accessories.
Oh, just the name itself sounds kind of fancy.
Right, even though the article, it doesn't list every single thing that's included.
Yeah.
Just that name, Meditation Zen Garden Kit with accessories. It makes it seem like, this is a whole experience, not just a random collection of stuff.
Ooh, I'm picturing like a little guidebook, maybe some meditation prompts, or even, ooh, a tiny incense holder.
You got it. It's about engaging all those senses, creating that vibe. And with a 4.68 star rating, 217 reviews, they must be doing something right.
Okay, you've convinced me. That one's going on my wish list. Now, what about this? Mini Zen garden kit for office relaxation.
Ah.
I mean, that's practically made for this deep dive, right?
Yeah. Seriously. And honestly, who couldn't use a little more Zen during their workday? Especially if you're stuck staring at a screen all day. Plus, it's designed for smaller spaces, so perfect for a desk. Or even like a bookshelf.
Speaking of perfect, it's on sale right now too, right?
Yep. $54.75, down from almost $70.
Wow, right then. And it gets a 4.64 star rating from 223 reviewers, so people actually seem to be finding it helpful. Okay, so that's 2 very tempting options already, but we can't forget about the third one. Japanese Mini Zen Garden Desk Decor Kit. That one sounds right up my alley.
It does have a certain ring to it, right?
Right. I'm kind of picky about aesthetics, and I'm guessing this one leans into that authentic Japanese feel.
You're spot on. If you're looking for that traditional vibe, this seems like the one to go for. And at $34.99, it's the most budget-friendly of the 3, which is great for anyone who's maybe a little curious about Zen gardens, but not, ready to drop a ton of cash.
Gotta start somewhere. Plus, with a 4.76 star rating from 226 reviewers, you know it's gotta be good. It's kind of amazing how these kits cater to such different needs and tastes. Like, it's not one size fits all Zen, right?
Definitely not.
But before we get too caught up in the specifics of each kit, let's take a step back for a sec. For someone totally new to this whole Zen garden thing, what are some of the key things they should be thinking about when they're choosing a kit? What really matters?
That's such a good question. It's easy to get caught up in the, ooh, this one looks pretty part.
Right.
Which is important. But you got to be practical too. Size is a big one. Do you have space for a larger setup? Or are you looking for something small and compact, for your desk?
Yeah, a sprawling Zen garden might not be ideal if you're working with a tiny corner of your desk.
Exactly. And it's not just about finding space on your desk either, right? There's actual, I don't know, value in these things.
Oh, totally. I was actually reading something the other day, how even just a little bit of nature can lower stress. Seriously, it affects your hormones. But I'm kind of curious. How does that work with a mini Zen garden? It's not like you're out in the forest or anything.
I know, right? But you'd be surprised. Even something small, like one of those kits, it can still give you that feeling, that sense of peace, Like you're connecting to something bigger. It's about actually touching the sand, feeling how heavy the stones are, even that repetitive motion of raking. It kind of forces you to be present, which I think we could all use a little more of.
So it's kind of like active meditation almost.
You got it. You quiet your mind. You're focused on right now, not all that other stuff swirling around in your head. And because you're the one building it, creating your own little world, it's way more engaging than just sitting still trying to meditate, at least for some people.
I can see that. There's something very grounding about it. You start with this empty space and then you create order from it.
Yeah. And then even when you're not actively doing the whole raking thing, just having that mini Zen garden there, it's like a visual cue. Like, hey, chill out for a sec. Remember that peaceful feeling.
Especially in our world today, right? Everything's so hectic and distracting. It's like having a little piece of calm you can come back to whenever.
Exactly. And you can change it up too. You can make it your own, different colors, arrangements, whatever helps you feel that sense of peace.
So speaking of personalizing, what about the aromatherapy aspect? We kind of touched on it before, but I'm really curious how scent plays into this whole Zen garden thing.
Oh, it's huge. Certain scents like lavender or chamomile, even sandalwood, they're known to like instantly relax you.
Yeah.
So imagine having one of those little diffusers with essential oils, or even just a nice candle
Yeah.
right next to your Zen garden. It adds a whole nother level.
All about creating that experience, right?
Mhm.
Like hitting all the senses, turning your space into a total sanctuary. But before I go full Zen mode makeover on my apartment, any downsides we should talk about? Got to be realistic, right?
Totally. Honestly, I think the biggest trap is trying to make it perfect.
Oh, I see what you mean. It's supposed to be de-stressing, not another thing to stress about, right?
100%. It's not about creating this flawless, like Instagram-worthy landscape. It's about the process, even the little imperfections. Just finding those moments of peace. If it starts to feel like, I don't know, a chore or something, you're doing it wrong.
It's like surrender to the Zen garden, right? Let it be what it's going to be. So we've covered the good, the bad. Now let's get back to those specific Zen garden kits we were talking about before. I'm ready to dive into the details. Okay, so back to those kits. We've got our little lineup here. The Meditation Zen Garden Kit with accessories, the Mini Zen Garden Kit for office relaxation, and that Japanese Mini Zen Garden Desk Decor Kit. Tough competition. Where do we even start?
Well, I'm still kind of stuck on that meditation Zen garden kit with accessories, like we were saying before, it feels like it's going a step further. It's not just about like having a Zen garden, it's about the whole mindfulness thing.
Right. Like it's a whole curated experience.
Mhm.
Those extras, even though we don't know exactly what they are, I think they could really make a difference, like make it even more meditative.
Totally. Like you were saying, a guidebook maybe, something with different techniques, or prompts to help you get in the zone, even that incense holder, just little things to make it more, I don't know, sensory.
Exactly. Engage all the senses. And it's got that awesome review score, too. 4.68 stars, 217 reviewers. It's got to mean something, right?
Definitely. People seem to really like it. But for those who don't have a ton of space, that mini Zen garden kit for office relaxation, that one's a winner too.
Totally. If you're stuck at a desk all day, you need all the Zen you can get. And it's on sale.
Can't beat that. 4.64 stars from 223 reviewers, so it's obviously working for people.
Seriously. Makes you wonder why we haven't all done this already.
Hey.
But okay, got to give some love to the Japanese Mini Zen Garden Desk Core Kit, too. For those who are all about authenticity, that one seems perfect.
It does, right? Like, if you want the real deal, the traditional experience, that seems like the one to get. And the price, $34.99, you can't go wrong.
It's a great entry point.
All right.
Dip your toes into the Zen garden world without spending a fortune. And the reviews. 4.76 stars, 226 people. Amazing. Okay, so we've got options for every kind of Zen seeker out there. Mindfulness, stress relief, even just those who love a good aesthetic.
Exactly. Something for everyone. Which one speaks to you the most?
It's so hard to choose. Part of me is like, go all in, get the meditation kit with all the bells and whistles.
Right.
But then I see that Japanese one and I'm like, ooh, classic. I might need both, one for the office, one for home.
Why not? Can't have too much Zen, right?
Exactly. But honestly, this has been so interesting. It's not just about the kits themselves. It's like, it's a good reminder that you don't need to trudge your whole life to find a little more peace.
100%. It's the little things.
Exactly. So, listeners, if you're feeling inspired to create your own little oasis, check out our show notes. We'll have links to all the kits we talked about today, plus some extra info on Zen gardens in general. You might just discover your new favorite way to unwind. Until next time, stay mindful, everyone.